Here's to you. Oh, God. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the basement. Obviously, segments this week. Got a couple of comics here. Want to go over a real quick letter from Chris Whiteland. Will hit us up on Facebook. Hi, guys. Love the show all the way from the UK. Got a question for you. Image has quickly become my favorite comic book company with books such as Chew, Carbon Gray, which I'm unfamiliar with, The Walking Dead, and Green Wake, which I'm also unfamiliar with. As raising the bar in storylines and artwork, do you guys think that lesser known or indie companies are sticking it to the big two? Because to be honest, if Marvel didn't have Spider-Man, I'd weep. Much love from the UK, guys. Keep up the good work. And to that, Thomas Williams has a rebuttal. UK brother, the big two are the big two for many reasons. More history, more iconic characters, etc. The others will produce masterpieces, however the readership is limited to the casual reader or, you know, in some cases, you really hardcore comic book store goer. For the most part, both of these guys bring up good points. Chris, absolutely. I have found myself reading a lot more indie shit over the course of like the past 2 years or so. I've been more prone to reaching out and picking up stuff from like Avatar or Dynamite or IDW, which, I mean, they are bigger names in indie publishing, but at the same time, they're not, you know, on the level of Marvel and DC. I would almost put Image, like, closer to Marvel and DC at this point, having been around for, you know, just about 20 years now, I think, or more, a little bit more than that. I think Image was founded in 1990 or 1991 or something. But I absolutely think that they should be raising the bar. If Marvel or DC hasn't noticed that the bar has gone up, they maybe ought to look up a little bit. A lot of Marvel stories are good. We give them a bag of shit because some of it is either entirely too drawn out, or, you know, you're too busy getting everybody's opinion on shit, or they just... One of the biggest problems with the bigger companies is they're always looking for the fucking dollar, and story quality gets sacrificed. They're always looking to lead one fucking big-ass story into the next. And instead of putting, like we just said, with Siege could have easily taken place in the Avengers. This new one, Fear Itself, could easily take place in Thor. But instead, you're going to have a mini-series, and in the parent books like Thor or the Avengers, you're going to have everybody just fucking bullshitting and what's going on the sidelines, which, you know, 10, 20 years ago, or in the 1960s when Stan Lee was writing it, you didn't need all that shit. You just needed the heart of the story, and that was it. Now, you know, they're banging you for the dollar, and they're giving you, you know, at the same time, a bigger world to, you know, for your imagination and everything. So it gives and it gets, you know. But the indie companies, which probably don't have the money to make such publishings, you know, to give you so many different aspects of the same story, aren't going to do that. They're going to stick to the heart of the story, which some fans like better, and, you know, there are other fans that want to see fucking everything that goes on in the story. I, for one, some parts of me do, some parts of me think, you know, it's done a little bit to the extreme. You know, so, it kind of, it is what it is. It depends on your own personal taste. Like I said, I'll never hesitate to pick up something that looks interesting. I don't care what publisher it's from, but I do find myself picking up a lot more other stuff. Speaking of other stuff, I finally got a fucking hold of IDW's Godzilla, which I had to buy on eBay. I had to spend $20 on all the fucking covers because the cool Alex Ross cover has been sold out everywhere in the city. I don't really care for the other ones. This one was a special comic book store variant cover with, you know, certain comic book stores participating. This was a wraparound, and this was just a boring eyeball cover. This is a cool book. I don't know how long it's going to last and how they could possibly keep it going. I mean, there are a myriad of Godzilla movies around. And if they do it along those lines, I guess it'll work. Currently, Godzilla fucking just comes out of the ocean. He's eating children. There's fucking 2 kids that get caught as he's coming up and they get fucking chomped in his jaws. He's stepping on old ladies. The government nukes him and he just fucking doesn't even stop him. Just looks at him funny. And now they're like, sir, apparently the nuclear blast has made the creature breathe fire. So, it was a really cool book. It was thoroughly entertaining. I don't know how long it's going to be entertaining for, but it's definitely enough to make me stick around for, you know, the next couple of issues. Now we got, speaking of IDW, got G.I. Joe Cobra Civil War issue 0. I, of course, had to pick up the Snake Eyes cover, but I liked the Serpentor cover, too. So, IDW, you know, a lot of people bitch about Marvel coming out with fucking mad variant covers. IDW and Dynamite's horrendous. They come out with 7 fucking covers for a no-name issue 3 or something. IDW is pretty bad when it comes. They come out with 2 or 3 different covers too. And going through this book, there's 3 separate stories which are going to lead you into G.I. Joe #1, Cobra #1, and Snake Eyes #1. All of which have to do with Cobra Civil War. So I'm not sure if these are minis or what. And on the back of the issue, they give you a rundown of the 3 different covers for each #1. So that's 9 fucking different covers. Count them, and they're all I am whatever Cobra character you are. I am Cobra Commander. Because as you guys, if you've been watching the show or if you've been reading G.I. Joe, Cobra Commander got shot in the head by Chuckles before Cobra Island blew up in a nuclear explosion. So now Cobra's in search of a new commander, and there's a bunch of different people, you know, vying for the spot. So it's a pretty cool story so far. I like where it's going. I like that they're making Snake Eyes a really prominent character again, because I'm biased on that. I like Snake Eyes entirely too much. I know it didn't really work in the early 90s when they gave it like Snake Eyes and G.I. Joe. That was stupid. But can I recommend it? If you're a hardcore G.I. Joe fan, this is probably a good jump-on point if you want to be a hardcore G.I. Joe fan. You may want to go for this. If not, don't worry about it. It's, you know, it's a certain kind of segment of the comic book geek population that likes that stuff. And that, you know, that kind of reminds me of the question that I wanted to bring up to you guys. G.I. Joe was a major factor in getting me into comic books. The other one was I started out knowing who Spider-Man and Hulk were by watching the old 80s cartoons, was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and the Incredible Hulk. And G.I. Joe, like I've said it before, was the first comic I ever bought. So I want to know, you know, hit us up, questions@Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete'sBasement. Tell us, what was it that got you into comic books? Just out of curiosity. Moving along, we got Journey into Mystery, Fear Itself. This is issue 622. This is formerly Thor. In this issue, Loki, the boy, goes on a journey of kind of self-discovery. And they're going through all of this mythical shit with ravens, and he's discovering different keys. Like, the first 12 pages read like a fucking Final Fantasy book gone wrong. And then he meets up with his dead self, as like a little astral projection, pictures Jor-El from, from Superman, when he puts a little crystal in the thing. And Loki's talking to his younger self, and he's like, you know, this was my plan to kind of start over. I wanted a new start, and you know, you're the new me. You could, knowledge is power. You can have anything. You can be anything you want. And the kid tells him, well, I want to be Loki. So, shouldn't be too long before Loki's an asshole again. And as a boy, everybody wants to beat the shit out of him. Everybody wants to kill him. Even the Warriors 3, they constantly talk about fucking him up, and Thor is pretty much the only one protecting him. Moving along to Marvel, we got Ultimate Spider-Man 157 coinciding with Avengers vs. New Ultimates issue 3. They did a really great job of like coupling these books together with the storyline and everything. The culmination of which is, spoiler, Spidey gets shot at the end by the Punisher. Catches a shot right through the ribs. Is it fatal? Don't know. But he gets shot saving Captain America's life. Captain America was going to get shot by the Punisher because, you know, remember the one team is being controlled by Carol Danvers, who, according to Nick Fury, is a double agent. She's a cunt. And Nick Fury's guys are the good guys, and so that's why Captain America was going to get shot by the Punisher. Carol Danvers is kind of playing both sides and turning people against each other and shit. And I'm still happy that, you know, Mark Bagley's back drawing Spider-Man. I cannot find any information on the internet whether this is going to be the last issues of Ultimate Spider-Man. If they are ending it, nobody's talking. So, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Who is Hot Pursuit? Flash issue 10. This was pretty much just a Flash talking to himself. Hot Pursuit is Barry Allen from one of the 52 other Earths. He claims to be him, and there's going to be some kind of temporal disturbance in the time stream that's going to start in our Earth, the Flash's Earth, which is, you know, the main one, and then it's going to just fucking cascade into all the other 52, and everything's going to blow up again. Sounds like another Crisis to me. It has the direct potential to be really bad. But I'm going to follow it along. It seems to be fairly contained within Flash for now. I know there's a lot of miniseries going on. There's, you know, Citizen Cole, there's some Batman shit, some Heatwave shit. But at least there's not Flashpoint issue 1, you know? So, I'm going to stick around for a little bit, and I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. Are they going to end Flash in 3 more issues? I don't know. I hope not. I've been kind of enjoying it. We'll just have to see where that goes. This is still a good jump on point if you want to catch up on the Flash, or if you feel like reading Flashpoint. This is it's probably a good spot. And I want to end off this week with Night of the Living Dead Annual #1 and Issue 4. Both of these are the gore covers, because you can, well, they're just motherfuckers getting their brains eaten out. The annual, as with the Christmas special, is just a self-contained thing with like a couple of people hiding in, it looks like the Louisiana Bayou. They're fucking hiding from some zombies, and this other family runs over and bang on the door like, help, help, and then the fucking zombies come out. They're eating the baby and shit. They're ripping the mother in half while the kids watch. People at Avatar are some fucked up motherfuckers. Check this shit out. In issue 4, there's this naked hippie girl fucking trying to drag her boyfriend out of the line of fire. They're getting shot at by these soldiers, and the boyfriend's dead. He wakes up, and, well, just look at the panel. Talk about eating pussy. Oh man, it's fucking sick shit. Night of the Living Dead goes a little far with they're turning the U.S. Army against the hippies. I was not around in the 60s. I don't know how, civilly unrest it was. I've heard some stories. I don't know. I don't know if the writer is from there, if he's just using his imagination, but it seems a little too sensationalistic for me. Sensational, whatever, and you know how I feel about putting politics in comic books. There's no place for politics anywhere, least of all comic books. So they kind of do really get close to drawing a line for me, but I just fucking try to ignore the bullshit politics of it all and pay more attention to the bloody zombies and the naked chicks. The artwork could be better, but if you're a fan of zombies, you really cannot go wrong with Avatar's Night of the Living Dead. So that just about does it for me this week, guys. I'm going to turn you over to the rest of the boys, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, please enter random reason for it being a segment show. First, let's get to you, the fans' questions. Arturo Vigil Jr. asks, I recently bought Captain America Omnibus Volume 1, Death of Captain America Omnibus, Captain America Lives Omnibus, and Astonishing X-Men Omnibus. My question is, would these make a great jump on point? Or is it a history type of book of these characters? Answer is both. You kind of need them to understand what Captain America is nowadays, to know his death, and then him coming back, Captain America Lives, which is Bucky. Astonishing X-Men is more of just a good book to have. It's really done well. Good team on that, and you got it at a cheap price. It's a win-win for you, man. I totally think it's a win-win. Stephen Gaspard asks, can anyone explain what the hell is the deal with Jean Grey in the X books? Is she still dead? Again. Are there multiple Phoenix characters now? Where the hell did the Cuckoos come from? Okay, first question is, Jean Grey is dead. Dead. Marvel is still strongly standing behind the fact that she's dead. Let's see how that lasts. Is there multiple Phoenix Forces? No. The Phoenix Force left everybody who had the Phoenix Force, which was the Cuckoos, which was another question, who are clones of, I believe, Emma. Oh fuck, I forgot her last name. The White Queen, Emma Frost. That's who the Cuckoos are, and the Phoenix Force also left Mary Marvel. Ooh, whoa, wrong universe. Marvel Girl, Rachel Summers, where she's someone lost in space, and that shit irks the shit out of me because there's a lot of good characters that are lost in space. Don't ask. Don't get me started on that. And those are your questions. I'll probably left you more confused, but if you have more specific questions, feel free to ask. Chris Whitelam asks about how Image is becoming a beautiful, sexy company again, and I so agree. Last time I think I did segments, I didn't have a book of the week. I had a company of the week, and it was just Image. They're that damn good, and the big three are dropping the ball a lot, a freaking lot. They're very repetitive. They do very nasty, sloppy shit. Age of X is one of them, and I'll get into that later on. I think Flashpoint might be one of them in the fact that it's a lot. It's a very huge event that isn't stopping other books. I'll get into that later on too. Thomas Williams says the Avengers cartoon is fantastic. It freaking is. I'm currently watching the last few episodes right now because they didn't air here in the States, so I had to get them. I'll leave it at that. And he asks, how do I reckon the Thor movie will be? It will be fantastic, but I'm freaking biased because I love Thor. I do. Thor's my favorite character. I don't know if you guys got that. Patrick Ennis states, read Walking Dead or continue to be king of the scum pond. Patrick, I agree. Walking Dead rocks. But I'm not jumping on the damn series. I'm picking up the trades. I'm up to, I think, 7 or 8. And while the end of every book leaves me unbelievably depressed, wanting to slit my wrist, I'm still going to continue. And continue. Eventually, I mean, if I had all the loot, I'd get all the trades and then jump onto the main book. But I don't. I'm also picking up the Invisible trades. Image. Love Image. I'm also picking up the Fables trades. So between that and like, averaging 20 books a week, I really can't do all at once shot. I don't know. Maybe I should start something crack or something. Anyways, this week's haul. No. 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 Okay, Cinderella, Fables Are Forever. Number 3. Good book. Damn good book. I like Fables. That's why I'm picking up damn trades. I definitely like these minis. This is Cinderella's second mini, and I recommend it. It has her arch nemesis is Dorothy. Like seriously, Dorothy's like a kick-ass counter spy and shit. She's like just dirty. And it's just wild. It's just, if you're not picking this up, it means you're not listening to me. And for $2.99 from Vertigo, it is good shit. Vertigo sometimes throws balls at us and just curveballs at us and just throws us for a loop. But I like this. This stuff is reader friendly. Unbelievably so. Unbelievably so. Now here comes the Flash. My problem with the Flash is everything's leading up to a Flashpoint, and it has a lot of time traveling and. So it has time travel and a huge, massive event. Now, the last time Marvel did a huge, massive event like this was, that I can remember, in which it altered everything, was Age of Apocalypse. Now, what Age of Apocalypse did was pretty much cancel all, time out on all the X-Men books. All of them. Uncanny, regular X-Men, Excalibur, X-Force. Everything got a timeout, and it was relaunched under Age of Apocalypse. Astonishing X-Men, and all different names, 2-3 issues each, and then afterwards everything started again. So you weren't collecting double the books, you know. Flashpoint, I haven't heard them say they're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Until I see it, I'm not gonna be happy. I'm not. So between that and the time travel thing, which can be really fucking iffy, and it's been done so much with the Flashes, so much. It's, I don't know, and I really like this Flash, and it's gonna be this book, and it's gonna be canceled, and restarted up all over again. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I you know what I'm saying. Let's see. Northlanders, The Siege of Paris. Brian Wood has been on this damn book since the beginning. This is issue 39. And I'm glad. This is probably one of the most reader-friendly books from Vertigo, which says a lot, because Vertigo tends again to throw curve balls at you. And it's 29. It's fantastic. You don't need to, pick up this arc that just finished to pick up the next one next month. It's just Viking stories, different characters. They've done the same character in 2 arcs, but you still didn't need to pick up the first arc. And it's good shit. I recommend people looking up these trades and whatnot. Highly. No. DC's Red Robin number 22. I like Red Robin. I like Red Robin a lot. I cannot stand the current Robin. I cannot. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think he should be Robin. I think he should be involved, obviously, with the Wayne family and whatnot, but no, not as Robin, not right away. Because, you know, he's part Wayne. No, 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 no. Anyways, this is some weird shit in which Batman, Dick Grayson, Red Robin, and Catwoman are put up against Azrael and some other holy bastard that's uber powerful. Like, he's like on roids or some shit, and they're being judged. It's just, it's a lot, and it continues in Gotham City Sirens. It started in Batman. It's lackluster. Unwritten, again from Vertigo. This is Vertigo throwing you a curveball. This is issue 24, and it really is all over the place. Like, this doesn't even have the main characters in it. It's a different tale. It's a good book, good series, but it's just sometimes like, really, a lot of really moments. Really. Okay, we have Warlord of Mars, Deja Taurus, #2 from Dynamite. I like regular Warlord of Mars better. And yeah, definitely the art's better on that series than this one. The story's better. This is just, I think this is them just milking it. The fact that it's a hot chick, they really are milking it. A hot chick that's a very famous character in fantasy. Okay, here's my book of the week. Carbon Gray. Now, if you remember last time I reviewed this shit, I mentioned it one week and the following week because it was that damn good. But this is just as good. A little bit off-putting. That's the best way to phrase it. Yes, but damn good nevertheless. And the art's gorgeous. Story's fine. It's getting more involved and complicated. Not too much. You know, I had the issues following some of the sisters. But again, I was reading it. I picked up like 20 bucks. I have issues remembering my own name after 20 books, 20 comic books. I highly recommend it. If none of the other guys in the basement are picking this up, I'm gonna strangle them. So definitely book of the week, Carbon Gray. No. Journey into Mystery number 622. This is the renaming of Thor, and in which it follows Asgard into space, into truly mysterious world of magic and I guess some science and just everything that the 9 worlds of Asgard has to offer. And on top of it all, it has Loki being spoken to by older Loki, and it's kind of trippy, but it's pretty cool. I like it. It's funny and witty, and it's cool. Overall cool. I am back on New Avengers. I started with 10, and here's number 11, in which I'm okay with. I'm not a fan of the Deodato drawing one thing and Chaykin drawing the older Avengers, which is something I'm still trying to accept. Kraven, Namorita, Sabretooth on the same team as Avengers. I don't know. Let's see where it goes. Let's see. And Mockingbird is dying. I hope she dies. Honestly, I hope she dies. Don't make a big to do about it and then have her pull through at the end of it all, because she looked like she got fucked up. Steve Rogers Super Soldier Annual number 1. This was a damn good book, surprisingly enough. A really damn good book. Steve Rogers goes into the negative zone to rescue the X-Men. Now, I didn't really like that part much because, I don't know, it kind of bitched him down a bit, don't you think? Like, X-Men need rescuing? Especially considering who's in the freaking negative zone. You have Emma Frost, you have Namor, you have Cyclops, you have Hope Summers, who's looks a lot like Jean Grey. Back to Steven's question. Hope Summers is a big tease about Jean Grey. So that's as far as that goes. But it had a good ending, and it's supposed to be continued in First Mutant Namor Annual number 1, which would be the only annual because this book's already been canceled. So let's see where that takes us. Okay, then we have Ultimate Death of Spider-Man. Spider-Man 157. Um, I've been seeing this stupid Ultimate Death of Spider-Man banned for like months. It's annoying. And something funny happened in this book, and I think you have to pick up Ultimates versus New Avengers to understand this, and I'm not doing that, so I gotta read Pete's book. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this book. Uncanny X-Force number 7. I hesitated for reviewing this shit because it's a whole Deathlock and involves Weapon Plus. If you don't know what a Weapon Plus program is, wiki it, damn it, because it's the complicated shit to explain. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully the next arc will be better because it involves Archangel, Angel, and him struggling with his crazy killer alter ego. Okay, X-Men Legacy, Age of Apocalypse Chapter 5. I'm sorry, Age of X. No way can I confuse this for Age of Apocalypse. No. This shit makes no fucking sense. Even though it's the same bloody pretense as Age of Apocalypse. Including down to Legion being involved in this. Legion's mother, Moira McTaggart. It's just... It's no bueno. And it's supposed to be like consequences of this universe in the regular Marvel universe. Why? Nobody gives a shit about this. I don't. Do you guys do? Anybody out there freaking likes Age of X? Let me know. It's bad. It's poorly done. It was just thrown on us. And midway through the damn series is when they finally explained how it happened. Chapter 5, this book, X-Men Legacy 247 is when they finally explain it. 5 books in, you're going to explain to me how everything changed. So like... And here's my, this is my book. My I Had to Do It book. Uncanny X-Men 535, which is a good book, revolving around what happened in Astonishing X-Men. So, Arturo, you should pick up Uncanny X-Men 535. It picks up a lot of the details that were brought up in the omnibus you picked up. So, Colossus, it was his girlfriend who he can't touch. Magneto's. It's a good book. Just pick it up. It's a really friendly book. I wouldn't say jump on friendly because there's a lot of details being mentioned, but it's not to the point that you need to like go crazy over it. But why I had to treat myself was I picked up the incentive cover, which was Thor Goes to Hollywood variants. Now it was only $7. The regular book is $3.99, so I'm like, fuck it, $3 more, right? Whatever. And I'm gonna scan it, and there it is. And as you can see, it's the Usual Suspects cover, except with Thor characters and Loki's verbal Kent, also known as Kaiser Soze. And I love saying that, Kaiser Soze. And it's just hilarious just seeing like Guillermo del Toro. No, that's not him. That's his name. I forgot his name. Oh my god. Anyways, Baldwin's Volstagg. It's just hilarious the characters that are there, and I just had to pick it. That's it. Those are my books for the week. Next week's haul is surprisingly smaller. I don't remember exactly what's coming out, but that's it. See you guys next week.
Let's start with Ultimate Spidey, Death of Spider-Man. I understand this is the Ultimate Universe, so there's gonna be changes in character description and their personalities and even the way they look. But I mean, I don't know. Doc Ock reforming now and wanting to go back to his go back to being a scientist rather than a career criminal. Who needs that? I mean, the only reason why I guess that it's acceptable is because they're going to kill Spidey. And, this Sinister Six doesn't live anywhere outside of a Spider-Man title. So, and Doc Ock usually doesn't either, really. So, maybe. But it seems like, well, spoiler, Doc Ock seems like he's dead. Killed by Norman Osborn. And, spoiler, at the very end, Punch is about to take out Cap and Spidey jumps in the way to save his idol. Now that's all fine and good and dandy and all that other stuff. But, Spidey should die a superhero's death saving somebody else's life. That's the way it should be. That's why we read this stuff. But, and I don't have a problem with him dying as a result of saving Cap's life. I don't have a problem with that. But getting shot, no, it's not dramatic enough. Maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. Unless it's a magic bullet. Puts him back in time or freezes him in time or, you know. It better not be a magic bullet. And, you know, it better just be a regular old bullet. So, I really hope they're not going with a magic bullet and they're going to bring him back. Because if they do that, there's going to be a lot of angry geeks. Now, the other Spidey story, Amazing Spider-Man 658, I liked it. It's a classic type of story. The artwork is kind of very classic, too. And a lot of good lines in there. But the only thing that doesn't make any sense to me is that it's primarily an FF story. The only, like, connection to Spider-Man as a single character is Carly Cooper. You know, there's some scenes in the beginning with Carly Cooper. She gets called out on work because she works for a crime scene unit. And, you know, he gets called out on work with FF. So instead of telling her that he's Spider-Man, he says he's got to work late or something like that. So eventually she goes to his job, says, I bought this stuff for Peter, because I heard that he's got to go out on some assignment. And they're like, we didn't send him anywhere. So that's very, like, you know, an obvious thing. So she's going to assume that he's cheating on her or something. But that's the only connection to Spider-Man as a single character. The rest of it's FF, which I love FF. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but it doesn't belong in a Spider-Man story. It should have been in FF. That's right. Oh, yeah. Journey to Mystery Fear itself, it's really good artwork. I'm getting, you know what, I'm just tired of Asgard at this point. And I'm getting tired of Thor. I'm sorry, Ramon. But, you know, it stinks that because there's a movie coming out and they're trying to draw non-comic book readers to the movie, they have to have, you have to be completely inundated with everything Thor, everything Cap. I'm getting a little tired of Thor and his brother Loki, his little brother Loki. The what do you call it between them? The relationship. I'm just tired of it. Tired of it. It's not fair to us regular geeks that we have to read all this crap because of a movie that might not be good. I think Thor will be good and Cap will probably be good, but what if it's not? Then all this was for nothing. Okay, let's save that for last. Birds of Prey, it's just a single, standalone Catman story. He's trying to, you know, impress the Huntress by showing that he's compassionate and he's a good guy, but he's not. He was trying to trick her and she was too smart for him, but it has no bearing on the story before it or probably the story after. It's just a standalone. If you like Catman, pick it up. If not, I don't really necessarily recommend it. Uncanny X-Force. I was confused by it because I tend to be confused by stuff. They find the father that they're all trying to protect, the one that came up with the Deathlock project, and I couldn't understand if his power is that he makes you think that he's a father figure, so that's what you're drawn to him, or if he was actually Wilson Wade's father. Wade Wilson's father. I was a little confused by that. So, but I'm just glad it's over because it wasn't the greatest story in the world. So we'll see what happens next. And then Super Soldier. This was, I think, book of the week. Super Soldier: Escape from the Nigger Zone Part 2. I forget what happened in Part 1 because I don't know how long ago it came out. And honestly, I don't even remember if I read it. But it kind of wraps you up. I mean, you can just read this without necessarily having to read the first one. I mean, you kind of understand what's going on. So it's really good artwork. I don't know who the artist is. Something. I think it's definitely something. Abram Robertson? Yeah, like I said. It's really cool artwork. You know, it's just Cap. I call him Cap still, even though he's not technically Cap anymore. But, you know, there's basically Cyclops and a bunch of the other X-Men are being held hostage by Valstar in the Negative Zone. And Balsar went to see Reed Richards, and for whatever reason, Reed Richards is not available. Not sure why. Maybe that's explained in the one prior to this. So Steve Rogers goes instead and kicks ass, and it's a great comic. So it's going to continue in Namor the First Mutant Annual #1. So I'm looking forward to it. I like it. As long as hopefully the art's the same. So it's cool. I liked it. So that's that. Be careful with wax, and we'll see you next time.
Color card. Ooh, karate t-shirt, fuck.
Yay!
Let's see what we got here. If you can see that, that's wax on my hat. I was blowing out a candle, my face was too close, my breath was too strong, wax everywhere. In my face, in my eyebrows, on the floor, in my hat, everywhere. Everywhere. I wouldn't recommend it. How do I feel about this Death of Spider-Man? Let's do it again.
Ooh, karate t-shirt, fuck.